Hey, gorgeous. Welcome to the Ready to Bloom podcast, which features interviews with inspiring women entrepreneurs from around the world. Thank you so much for joining us today. Now, without further ado, I'll hand you over to your host, Holly Worton.
Hello and welcome to the Ready to Bloom podcast, episode 119. This is your host, Holly Worton, and I'm here with another solo episode. So today we're going to talk a little bit about why your coaching or business mentoring might not be working for you. Now, this is a topic that I originally put together because I want to run a webinar on this topic, and I probably will in the future. But I want to share it first with you. So the original title that I had actually come up with one of my business mentors was, "The real reason your business coach or mentor is a waste of money." But that's just not my style. Like, I came up with it on my own, and then I thought, I'm just going to kind of step out there and be kind of more wild. But that's just not me. So I've changed the title for this, as you can tell, because I don't think that business coaching or mentoring is a waste of money. I've trained as a coach. I love coaching. I've gotten great results from business coaching and mentoring. But oftentimes, it can be a waste of money. It can be really, really frustrating. So today we're going to talk a little bit about why coaching and mentoring might not be working for you, what you really need to be doing, how to recover your investment now. And this is important because I do believe that if you have done coaching or mentoring in the past and feel like you haven't gotten much out of it, you can still recover that investment by taking some new actions. And I'm going to talk about what that means today. And we're also going to talk about how you can get big changes in your business quickly and easily, doing something different from the standard business coaching and mentoring. So this episode is for you if you've invested in coaching and mentoring programs before without getting great results. Maybe you've made a big investment and you've gotten little return on that investment. You're feeling frustrated, stuck, disappointed. You might be feeling like you wasted money. And that's really, really, I've done this before. I've been in that place of my business where I was taking action, thought I was taking all the right action. Nothing seemed to be working. And so, you come across a coach or a mentor with this slick sales page that promises you all the results you want, and you sign up for it. And again, you just don't seem to get the results, even though you're taking the action. I know what that feels like, and I really hope this episode will help release that cycle of not getting the return on your investment in coaching and mentoring. So what you're going to learn today is why coaching and mentoring might not be working for you, what you really need to do. You're going to learn a clear system on how to transform your business, and it's all stuff that you can do. So why coaching and mentoring might not be working. Coaching and mentoring focuses on the practical side of your business. So if you're going to see a coach, they're asking you questions to help you dig deep and get clarity and kind of pull the information out of your head so that you can create a clear path and plan. Mentors will be giving you more advice. They'll be sharing a system that worked for them and, encouraging you to do the same or something similar. But it's all very much the practical stuff. Coaching and mentoring usually does not address the subconscious mindset. And this is important because subconscious mindset is where you're going to get big, big changes. Coaching and mentoring sometimes will talk about mindset, and usually when they do that, they're talking about conscious mindset. So they're talking about, staying positive, believing in yourself, self-confidence, self-esteem, but all at the subconscious or all at the conscious level. And coaching and mentoring, standard coaching and mentoring does work at the conscious level, which is good, except that our subconscious mind really is the one in charge. So if you don't have your subconscious on board with the plans that your conscious mind is creating, you're just going to end up self-sabotaging yourself and you're not going to get anywhere. So this is one big concept that I want to make clear. Business and coaching and mentoring will not work if your subconscious mindset is not working in your favor. I'm going to say that again. Business coaching and mentoring will not work if your subconscious mindset isn't on board. So let's talk about this thing. What is the conscious mind? What is the subconscious mind? The conscious mind sets goals, it judges results, it thinks abstractly, it has a limited processing capacity. You can really only focus on 1 to 3 events or things at a time. Your conscious mind cannot handle more than that. Subconscious mind. Now, you've often seen the image of the iceberg or the huge tree with like a beautiful crown and then this massive system of roots underneath the ground. And that's because the conscious mind is a little bit that you're aware of, the little bit that you don't really see because you can't see your mind, but you know what I mean. It's a little bit at the top that you're aware of, and then there's all this stuff going on underneath, and that's the subconscious mind. There's so much going on in that thing. It works in the background. It thinks literally. It has an expanded processing capacity, and it can process thousands of events at once. So again, conscious mind, 1 to 3 events at a time, subconscious mind, thousands. There is so much going on in your subconscious mind that you're not aware of. It's really, really powerful. It's what makes your entire body function. It's what keeps everything working, your heart beating, your breathing, everything you need to do to function and stay alive. Subconscious mind is also responsible for what you call, or we call, self-sabotage. And that's when consciously you want to do something, but your subconscious is holding you back. And it's not working against you. It's just trying to keep you safe because it's running on old programs. So the subconscious mind is running on programs that it developed when you were little, when you were growing up, when you had, problems, when you were threatened, attacked, bullied. It's working on all the stuff that it's learned from all of the things that have happened to you in life, but it's running on automatic. And oftentimes, if it's running on these old programs and you haven't done anything to change your beliefs, your subconscious mind needs to be updated. So it's kind of like, you're running on a really old operating system on your computer and you haven't updated in like decades. And so the computer's just not running properly. Although, let's be honest, if you have a computer that's been around for decades, it probably needs to be updated. But you know what I mean. It's like running an OS that is far outdated and it's just not functioning properly. That is what it's like. So what does this mean? How does this show up in your life? It shows up in these ways. You could be avoiding certain actions. You could be procrastinating. You could be wasting time. You could be making mistakes. You could be arriving late for things that are really important. You could be hiding and, playing at being invisible and not really putting yourself out there in your business. It's that fear of being a fraud. Because deep down you're not a fraud, but what if people think you are? It's that lack of confidence. It's that low self-esteem. It's setting low prices for your really valuable services. It's boundary problems. How many times have you had problems with a client maybe saying no, or clients that are late? It shows up in so many ways. I mean, I once had a client show up 3 hours late for a VIP day. Her subconscious mind was, it was truly, truly impressive. It was sabotaging her so much that she left home late. She got lost, but lost in the sense that she went to the wrong city. And then she came back, but the whole thing, she arrived 3 hours late. Her subconscious mind was just so scared of her making the changes. So her conscious mind was like, yeah, this Site K thing is good. I want to change my beliefs. I want to make changes. And her subconscious mind was going, nope, we're going to do everything possible to make sure that you don't get to that appointment. So I hope that kind of illustrates some of the different ways that your subconscious mind tries to protect you because it thinks it's running the right programs, but, we know it's not always. So what do you really need to do instead of just the standard coaching and mentoring? You need to work at the subconscious level. And I hope that talking a little bit about the subconscious has helped you understand why it's so important. You need to essentially rewire your brain and reprogram positive beliefs. And there are different techniques that you can use to do this that end up releasing stress, fears, blocks, limiting beliefs. And there are so many ways that you can do this. But this is really, really important work. So, as I said, if you've done coaching or mentoring in the past and felt like it was a waste of money, you can recover your investment now. And the way you do this is you've got to clarify your goals. Make sure that your goals are exactly what are right for you at this time. And you get to get clear on what are your blocks and fears and limiting beliefs and stuff that's holding you back. Then you need to do the work to transform those beliefs at the subconscious level. And then finally, take inspired action towards that goal and that vision that you have for your business. So how to recover your investment now? Review your notes. Review any courses or programs that you've taken. If you can, pause any current programs that you're on and just go through all that stuff and think about what's coming up for you. What fears are coming up? What have you been procrastinating on? What blocks do you have? What just doesn't feel right? What scares you? What's going on for you as you review all of your notes from your courses and programs and coaching and mentoring and stuff that you've done in the past? Make note of all of this stuff. This is the clarity step, and this is very, very important. You need to get clear what your fears, blocks, and limiting beliefs are. This is super, super important. And this is the kind of thing that you can't just kind of sweep under the rug and pretend that, oh, well, that doesn't exist. Because it's not going to go away. So once you've become aware of these things, you need to do the work to change your subconscious now. And what that will do is that will help you start taking action on the stuff that you've already learned in these courses and programs and coaching and mentoring packages. So how to change your subconscious mind. Now, there's so many techniques out there. So you really, really need to find what works for you. And I say this all the time. I have trained in a bunch of different things. Eventually, I found the technique that works for me, which is Psych K, and it's changed my life. But before that, I trained in other stuff that really wasn't that effective. It wasn't that, I just didn't get the results that I get with this. But that's me. So you need to find what works for you and try different things out. So you can either get help by going to see another practitioner or facilitator, or you can do training yourself and learn how to use one of these techniques. And I really recommend doing this because it's what's worked for me. So if you go out there and you try a bunch of different techniques, find something that you really, really like. And it's the kind of technique that you can do with yourself. Train in it. Because when I trained in Psych K, after I did the basic workshop, I came home, and on the Monday after the weekend, I just sat down and I just started making lists of limiting beliefs. And every day as I was working, whenever a fear or a block or something came up for me, I would just write it down. And I had this notepad where I wrote everything down. And then at the end of the day, I would work on balancing a bunch of different beliefs. And then, I went on to do the advanced training, the pro, the health and wellness. And the more I trained in this, the more skill I got as far as working with this technique. And so I was able to use it at different levels. At the advanced level, there's this thing called a relationship balance. And that's something you could do, with the other person not even present. So you can work with clients, perhaps, that you might be having difficulties with, or vendors, or, people that you're business partners. So useful. But again, having this technique myself that I could do every day, and I did use it every day in the beginning. Now I probably use it once a week, twice a week. Having the skill and being able to use this with myself at home is what really, really made it life-changing for me, because I didn't have to wait till, next week until I had a session with someone. I could just do it myself. So there are a bunch of different ways. You've probably heard of NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, which is something that I trained in back a few years ago when I trained as a coach. You might have heard of EFT, the emotional freedom technique. It's also called tapping. There's TAT, which is the tapas acupressure technique. And then Psych K is the one that I use. And that's spelled PSYCH-K. And the K is for kinesiology, because we use muscle testing in Psych K for a number of things. So first of all, to test to see what the highest priority issues are for you to work on. We test to see if it's safe and appropriate for you to work on a particular belief. And we muscle test to see which of the different Psych K balances needs to be used for that particular issue, depending on what your body, your system, your everything needs. So I really believe that ongoing transformation is needed. I work with people in a basic session of 3 90-minute sessions, and that really clears a lot of the foundation stuff. But business is like a spiral staircase. So you keep going up and up and up, but every once in a while you'll hit a ceiling. It's that upper limit problem that so many people, talk about after reading The Big Leap. So you'll go up the stairs and then you'll hit a little ceiling, and then you work through it. And then you go up a little more and then you hit another ceiling. So ongoing work really is necessary. And this is why if you do the training yourself, it's so much easier if you can work with yourself. I find that really, really, really useful. So what is this clear system that I talked about in the beginning for transforming your business? So it's this. First of all, clarify your vision for your business. Clarify your goals, what goals you have for your business. Next, become aware of those fears and blocks and limiting beliefs that you might have. Third, do the work to transform those beliefs at the subconscious level. And then finally, take inspired action. Because if you don't take the action, all the mindset changes in the world aren't going to magically transform your business. You've got to take the action. So I'm a huge, huge fan of mindset. That's what I do. I work with women entrepreneurs and I help them with their business mindset. Mindset is super important because if you've got the right mindset, it makes it easier to take action. In Psych K, we also have this balance called the stress trauma release balance. So if I'm working with a client and we come up with an action plan at the end of the session, and there's a very specific action they need to take, but they're still not quite feeling ready to do it, we do the stress trauma release, and that makes it so much easier for them to take action. So again, once you've come up with this action plan for yourself, or in conjunction with your coach or mentor, then you need to see if there are any beliefs that need to be cleared around that action plan. So this is really, really important. So clarify your vision, clarify your goals, become aware of any fears, blocks, limiting beliefs, transform those beliefs at the subconscious level, take inspired action, and then wash and rinse and repeat. You've got to keep going through the cycle because as we grow, as our business grows, our vision will grow, our goals will change. And again, we go up that staircase and we hit a whole new level of fears, blocks, and limiting beliefs. So we've got more stuff that we need to transform, more actions that we need to take. So this is a process. One of the things that I want to mention to you is that I'm sponsoring a Psych K Basic Workshop in December, on December 5th and 6th. So if you're listening to this after December, do get in touch with me and I can let you know what the dates are for 2016 and beyond. But for the 5th and 6th of December 2015, I'm sponsoring a Psych K Basic Workshop. So I'm bringing my instructor down from Wales, and she's going to be teaching this workshop, this is the workshop that changed my life. So in this, you're going to learn how to communicate with the subconscious mind. You're going to learn how to change subconscious beliefs. You're going to learn how to clarify your goals and how to facilitate belief changes at the subconscious level. So this is December 5th to 6th, 2015. Change your life in a weekend. It's just 2 days. And it's so amazing because it's this tool that you can use forever. You can use it with yourself. You can use it with friends, family, clients. This is a technique that once you've done the Psych K Basic Workshop, you can add it to your business as part of your business and part of the way that you work with clients. So one of the things that I was offering was a bonus package. And the bonus package was valid until the end of October. But I would like to add something special to you as a podcast listener. So if you get in touch with me, please let me know that you're a podcast listener, and I will offer you part of this bonus package that I've got. So in the bonus package, I am offering a free session with me. So you're going to be getting a free 60-minute session with me on Skype. And the importance of trying this technique out before you do the training is that you'll learn so much more on the weekend. If you've already experienced the process, it makes it so much easier for you to learn. Next, I'm also going to be following it up with 3 Q&A support sessions. So you're going to be getting 3 webinar calls just for the people who were on, who received this bonus package, and that's a pretty small group at this time. So you'll be able to call on, ask your questions, and I'll answer all of your questions. You'll also get the recording if you can't attend live. So that is that. Please get in touch with me if you're interested. My email is holly@readytobloom.com, and that's ready2bloom.com. I really, really would love to share this with you. This is, of course, in London. Didn't mention that at the beginning. That's the important thing. If you are in any other part of the world and you're listening to this, either get in touch with me or check out the PsychK website. That's psych-k.com. And you can find out what kinds of basic workshops are going on around the world. And this is one of the most commonly taught workshops because, of course, this is where everyone has to start. So if you have any questions, either email me or contact me on my website or social media or whatever, and get in touch. If you have any questions, please feel free just to email and ask the question. It's not a bother. I love this technique so much, and I really want to just spread it with the world, which is why I've decided to sponsor this workshop, and I'm really, really excited about this. So, hope you have found this useful. I really do feel that you can go back and still get your return on investment from programs and courses and coaching and mentoring programs that you've already done. If you go back and you review your notes, look for the stuff that tripped you up, whether it's fears, blocks, limiting beliefs, and you do the mindset work to change the subconscious level, then you can still reap the benefits from those programs. So I hope you found this useful. And again, if you have any questions about PsychK, please let me know. And that is about all for today. So thank you very, very much for listening. And remember to visit readytobloom.com/119 for the show notes on this episode. Thank you.
Thanks so much for listening to the Ready to Bloom podcast with your host, Holly Worton. You can find more information about today's guests, including links for topics that were discussed at readytobloom.com. That's bloom.com. And if you enjoyed this episode, please remember to head over to iTunes and leave us a quick review of this podcast. Thank you so much.